Hi guys, my name is Taiwo. You are welcome to Tech Buffing YouTube channel. Okay, so I'm here to help you make your computer run faster, very fast. It can be very sad when you open your computer and you want to check a file on your file explorer and waiting for minutes, for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just because you want to open a file on your computer, or when you want to install a software. I know it can be very, very frustrating, especially when you need to complete an urgent task. I know how it can be. Like, you just feel frustrated, just feel like, oh, why this, like, you just feel very frustrated. So in this video, I will help you solve that problem. And if you watch all the tips I mentioned in this video, I can guarantee you that your computer will start running faster. All right, let's go. Okay guys, so let's get started. So I wouldn't want us to do the most difficult thing when we could solve our problem in a very simple way. So the first thing we'll do here will be very simple. So now let's do this. Then open your start menu. Now what we want to do now is that we want to change our power settings. We want to check if our power setting is in power saving mode. If your power settings is in power saving mode, your computer might run slow because it won't work with its full strength. So instead of it working in its full strength, it will allocate a little resources to your softwares, which can then slow down your computer. So now, to check if your computer is in power saving mode, now let's do this. Open your start menu, then open your control panel. Now on your console panel, click on hardware and sound, then click on power options. Now I don't know why my system doesn't have a power saving option, but this is a way of knowing my computer is on balanced. That is, I'm not on power saving mode. So on your computer you might find balance and power saving. So make sure you remove it from power saving mode. Use your computer to power saving mode. So another way of doing this is going to your battery bar. Then can you see best battery life, best performance? So if you bring it here, this is power saving mode. Can you see battery saver, power mode on battery? So this is power saving mode, and your computer might run slow if you are running some big softwares. So if you want your computer to run in its best performance, then bring it here. So that means your computer will run in its best performance. That is, it might not hang. So, but it would exhaust much of your battery. So normally I would recommend you just put this at the middle if you are managing your battery. Okay, but in order to, if your computer is hanging, is lagging rather, make sure you put it at best performance. Then if it doesn't work, then you cannot wait on it. So now the next thing we will do is we will disable startup. There are some softwares on your computer that runs by themselves. That is, when you switch on your computer, they just start running until you switch it off. Like, they keep running on your computer 24/7 as long as it is on. So these softwares, some of them slow down your computer. Now let's say for instance you have Microsoft Word running on startup, you have Photoshop running on startup, you have Adobe Premiere Pro running on startup. Those three softwares will always keep running on your computer. So to slow down your computer, even though we are not using them, they will keep running. So a way to know the softwares that are running on startup on your computer, the way of doing that is to open your task manager. So follow as I do this. Task manager, and move on to startup. Now you will see the names of softwares that are capable of running on startup on your computer. Now you also see the status here. The status here means are they enabled or disabled? So this on your phone, this is a Windows default software. This is disabled. So can you see this Windows security notification enabled? Yes. One thing is that don't disable any software you are not familiar with, so that you won't disable an important and a useful software. Spotify, I don't use Spotify, so I disabled it. Software and drivers, I don't use it. Sorry, software and drivers is a Windows software, so don't disable it if you find it in yours. Skype, I don't use Skype. Sketch, so check yours also. This OneDrive also, make sure you disable it, except you are using it. So just make sure you disable any app you are not using, any app you don't use. So whenever you want to use the app, you just go and open it by yourself. So another step again is to pause OneDrive. OneDrive is owned by Microsoft Word. It backs up your files to the cloud. So now, to check if OneDrive is turned on, at your start in your system tree or notification bar, you will see a cloud. This is a cloud. Then you also see, if you hover on it, you will see OneDrive. Can you see mine is paused? But if yours is not paused, just click it. Then you will see it. Your files are not currently syncing. Yes, that's because I'm not currently, I paused it. Now, the way you can disable OneDrive on your computer if it is running, so just press help and settings, then you see pause syncing. So you can choose the date you want to pause it for, maybe 2 hours, 8 hours, or 24 hours. But the most perfect way of doing this is, if you are connected to a Wi-Fi, make sure you put it to method connection. So I will just pause this. Your files are currently not syncing. So the next step is enable storage sense. But before we enable storage sense, let me teach you a trick to delete. There are some things on your computer that are called temp files. Temp files are temporary files that get created whenever you are working on a software. So whenever you're working on a software, these files get saved on your computer. Before you save it to your file explorer, these files they serve as backup to whatever you are doing. So whenever you now actually save the file to your computer, those temporary files that are saved as backup, they will still remain on your computer. They won't delete. So now we don't need them anymore since we saved our file already. So now the way you can delete those files is to press window logo key and R, window logo key, then R on your keyboard. Then press temp. Then press %, TEMP, %. So once you press that, okay. So can you see all these files now? They are not useful. So now the way you can delete them is press Ctrl A, then Shift on your keyboard, Shift then delete. So whenever is set, maybe if it brings any error that maybe this file is open somewhere else, just click this. Do this for all current titles, then just keep it. But don't worry, this won't delete any useful file on your computer. It will only delete the files that are not useful. And if you want to delete any file that is very useful, Windows won't allow you to delete it. So you can be rest assured of that. So another thing we can delete again to make your system faster is prefetch. So press your window logo key, then R, then type prefetch, PREFETCH, then press OK. Then all these files again, like I said, they are not useful also. So press Shift then delete. So I deleted mine recently, so that's why it is not much. So just keep it. If it's not deleting, just keep it. So next thing you want to do is you enable storage sense. Windows, deleting these temp files and prefetch, it can be stressful. You might not remember to do it always. You might not remember. You might just forget. So there's a way Windows help you delete those files automatically. So, but you have to enable storage sense so that Windows can help you delete it. So to enable storage sense, go to start, then go to settings. Then once you're in settings home, once you're in home, then come over, let's just search for it. Search for storage sense. Then click turn on storage sense. Now you will see if storage sense is turned on already in your system or it's not. If it is turned off, then turn it on. So let's click configure storage sense or run it now. So now you will now choose whether you want, you will make sure this is ticked so as to delete temporary files. The temporary files will be deleted, then you want to make sure this is ticked. Then delete files in my recycle bin. Also make sure this is ticked also. Maybe you can increase it to 60 days. But this one, don't touch it please, because if you touch this, if you download any file and it gets saved to your download folder, if you don't open it for a specific number of days, it will delete by itself. So don't touch this if you don't want to. So now to clear the space, just press clear now. But I don't want to do this now, so I'll just skip it. So but make sure you press clear now so that all the unnecessary files in your system will be deleted. So another way of making your computer faster is to remove unused software. There are softwares on your computer that you haven't been using for a long time. So these softwares, they just take spaces on your computer for nothing since you don't use them. So now, since you don't use them, so the best thing is to uninstall them. So to uninstall them, just do this. Just type uninstall in your start menu, then click add or remove programs. Then look for the software you want to uninstall. Look for it, then uninstall it. Then you can just uninstall it. So another way of making sure your computer is fast is Windows Tips. Windows Tips gives you tips about what you are doing on your computer. It's never useful, trust me. It's never useful because I've never used it. But now the way you can disable Windows Tips is you come into your settings, then system, then notification and action. Then now come here, get tips or suggestion as you use Windows. So untick this. If it is ticked already, untick it. And once you untick it, yes, you won't get any tips, any tips or tricks suggestion as you use Windows, because they are not useful. Trust me, they are not useful. So another thing to do again is to run this cleanup. This cleanup is more extensive than storage sense. This cleanup will delete all the unnecessary files on your system, but storage sense only deletes temporary files. So now to access this cleanup, search for this cleanup on your computer. So disk cleanup, then open it. Then now it will tick all the files that can be deleted, but mind you, don't touch any file you don't delete here. Normally I would prefer you don't tick anything else. So now you press OK to delete. So but me, I don't want to delete them now, but make sure you press delete files to delete your own. So that's it. So if after doing all this your computer is still slow, I think you need to get a new RAM. You need to get a new random access memory. So if you are using 8 gig, you can get 16 gig. If you are using 4 gig, you might just upgrade it to 8 or 16 gig. So thanks guys, thank you for watching this video. If you love this video, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like these videos. So you can we post new videos every week. So, and I'm sure you don't want to miss them. I'm sure you don't want to miss this kind of educative videos. So always come back to our channel for more of this type of videos. Thanks guys. Thank you.